41 years old, 6 World Cups, over 2 decades on the global stage. When the whistle blows in North America, it marks the absolute end of Cristiano Ronaldo's international career. He holds almost every individual scoring record available, yet the one piece of silver that defines football immortality remains completely out of his reach. But heading into 2026, the primary concern for the Portuguese national team isn't whether they have enough talent to win the tournament. The concern is whether accommodating their greatest player is the precise tactical reason they might lose. To gauge how far this squad can actually go, you must look past the star power and examine the uncomfortable friction between a legendary forward and a highly efficient modern system. For nearly a century, Portugal has operated as an elite talent factory, consistently producing players capable of dictating matches at the highest levels of European club football. In the 1960s, a squad spearheaded by Eusebio reached the semi-finals, only to fall short of the final match. Decades later, a golden generation led by Figo pushed deep into the tournament, yet encountered the exact same ceiling. They secured a European championship and 2 Nations League titles in recent years, but the World Cup trophy cabinet has remained completely empty since the federation was founded. With time expiring on their most prolific individual talent, 2026 carries a heavy historical burden to finally break 100 years of global shortfalls. When you step back from the individual headlines and look at the 11 men on the pitch, a distinct picture of the current setup emerges. Evaluating player by player across the roster, this is arguably the most balanced and technically proficient squad in the tournament, save perhaps for France and Argentina. Their primary strength lies in a central midfield capable of suffocating opponents through possession and precise distribution lines. Bruno Fernandes operates as the creative engine, mapping out attacking channels and delivering high-value passes into the penalty area. Alongside him, Vitinha assumes responsibility for ball retention, setting the tempo and ensuring the team maintains their structural shape during transition phases. Behind them, a backline anchored by Ruben Dias severely limits high-danger chances, providing the defensive stability that recently earned them a Nations League title. This roster operates as a fully optimized, self-sustaining unit. They do not require a single individual to carry the tactical load. In a March 2026 warm-up fixture against the United States, Portugal fielded their starting lineup without their captain. This diagram maps their spatial distribution from that 2-0 victory. Metrics indicate a cohesive pressing structure with dynamic rotation. But secondary data shows a drastic drop in pressing volume for a striker in their 40s, a critical liability when modern defense begins with the attacker. Yet leaving a player with 143 international goals on the bench ignores his proven, decades-long ability to convert fractional chances into match-winning results. This places head coach Roberto Martinez in a highly scrutinized position. He must choose whether to accommodate the heavy gravity of an aging icon or fully commit to the natural speed of his tactical system. You cannot discount the psychological threat of a forward who has found the back of the net in 6 separate World Cup tournaments. He has already collected every individual accolade available. His presence in North America is driven entirely by the need to secure his final historical standing. After Lionel Messi lifted this exact trophy in Qatar to complete his resume, the terms of their rivalry narrowed. Ronaldo requires an identical conclusion to maintain parity in the debate. A highly capable finisher backed into a corner, with his lifetime legacy on the line, remains an incredibly volatile and dangerous element for opposing defenses to handle. This layout maps the precise tactical sequence required for Portugal to balance their veteran striker with their energetic squad. First step, the central midfield must dictate the pace of the match, refusing to bypass build-up play just to feed long balls. Second step, Ronaldo's movements are restricted primarily to the penalty box, conserving his physical output for one-touch finishing rather than dropping deep to build the attack. Third step, the manager deploys explosive forwards like Rafael Leao off the bench to overwhelm exhausted opposing defensive lines late in the match. If they strictly adhere to this division of labor, they possess the depth and personnel to outlast almost anyone and reach the final day of the tournament. But if they compromise the system to force the attack through one player, it will likely end with their captain walking away in defeat. For Portugal, 2026 leaves no margin for error. They either resolve this tactical friction, or the very player who elevated their program will be the reason they fall short.